pretty much, as you guys know, the whole point of this event is to like focus on how to feel good, like unconditionally. Like it doesn't matter what's going on the outside. You know, it's like you consistently can feel good. Like you wake up and you feel good. You're excited to wake up. You go to bed. You're excited to go to bed. Everything's good. Like you just consistently feel good. And like the way the way most people are living is like you only feel good if things unfold on the outside the way you want them to unfold, right? But that limits your happiness to like a very, very small fraction of like, it doesn't need to be like that, right? You just set yourself up for like not feeling good most of the time, because how often do you get everything you want perfectly in every moment? Like never, right? Like it's not how life happens. So pretty much we need to switch our focus from like outside to inside. Like doesn't matter what's happening outside, I'm going to feel good inside. That's my focus. Everything on the outside is just a fun game. We're on a fucking planet spinning in the middle of space, like on a speck of dirt. Like, and if I'm freaking out over something, it's me. It's not the thing outside, right? So like, okay. Now, I know that sounds, I'm going to try not to go too deep because it might be like a lot of stuff. So I'll try to go like just a good balance. But here are the bullet points we're going to cover. So like, first thing is, so like if I were to break it down in weeks and like modules, right, it would be like first week is like the turning point from what do you really want and from outer to inner. So like, what do you really want? Meaning like you think you want all these specific things, but what you really want is you want to feel really good all the time. You want to feel high, like you want to feel excited. Like if you feel like, oh, I just really want to go to Hawaii or I really want to this, you don't really want that. You just want to feel open. You want to feel excited. And like, that's what you think is going to open you up, right? But like if everything opened you, how would that be? What if you were sweeping the floor and that opened you as much as when you go to Hawaii? You know, you're like, oh, this is so cool. Like I get to sweep this floor and like make it super clean for everybody. Like it's so exciting, you know, like it's really cool. Like what if everything opened you up like that? And like you can get to that. You can do that. So anyways, just getting to the root instead of like trying to manipulate everything outside to feel good. Work with yourself inside. Like, what if I decide to feel good no matter what? Like, I'd rather be surfing. No. I'd rather be doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Like, this moment is awesome. This is the moment I want to be in, right? And then, so that turning point from inner to outer would be like week 1. We'll talk about that more in depth. The second week, let's say, is knowing yourself and like taking control inside. So, who are you? So, essentially, you are not your thoughts. You are not your feelings. You are not your business. You are not your name. You are not your body. Like if I cut off your arm, are you not you anymore? What if like you got a surgery where they cut up your whole body and like you look in the mirror and like, oh my God, you don't have a body. You just have like your chest and like a part of your head, but your face is is that still you? Yeah, that's still you, right? Like you're not what you identify with. You are just consciousness. Like you are just consciousness. You're just awareness. You're your focus. You're your attention. Like if I say, Tasha, focus on your hand in front of you. Who's focusing on your hand? Is it your thoughts that's focusing? Is it your feelings? No, it's you. You inside. Your consciousness, right? And your consciousness is a really beautiful, like pretty much you feel good all the time without your thoughts popping up in your face and your emotions coming in your way. Like just your consciousness always feels good. Like you always feel like you're in Hawaii. So like it's not about, you just need to remove all those blocks, right? That are like coming in your way and you feel good all the time. And we'll talk about the how behind that and stuff later, but like, I just want you to know, like understand you, like anytime you say, oh my God, I just feel so down today. I feel so shitty today. Who feels down? Who feels down? You're not the feeling. Who's noticing those feelings? That's what you need to turn your attention back towards. So like, oh my God, my thoughts are driving me crazy. I can't sleep. My thoughts are driving me crazy. Whose thoughts are driving you crazy? You in there, right? You're not the thoughts. And if you can create that separation between like, you are the only subject, your consciousness. Everything else is object. Like you are consciousness, your thoughts, your feelings, your coffee in front of you, your hand, the like trees, they're all object. You are the only subject. And if you can create the separation between you and your thoughts and your feelings and all your outside things, then you're going to have a lot easier time like feeling good consistently because you don't get lost in it. So like you won't get lost in your thoughts. You're like, oh, they're just thoughts. It's like, oh, it's just my book. Oh, it's just my hand. It's not like this personal thing. You don't need to follow it. You know what I mean? So like we'll talk more about that later. But so week 2 would be kind of knowing yourself, taking control inside, knowing who you are, your consciousness, you're not anything else, and everything else is object. Then week 3 would be like the path to well-being and like cleansing and being unconditionally okay. So first you have to know those things. So like you can't keep thinking it's the outside world that you need to manipulate and go to week 3, right? You have to really deeply understand like it's inside work that needs to be done, not outside. Like the reality is building a business should be fucking fun, you guys. Like it should be exciting. Like you have this cool little thing you're building. Like what if would you rather be on Mars like doing nothing? Like, does that sound fun? Like I don't think that sounds fun. It's really cool that you get to have a business and like create and do whatever you want and like help people. It's really exciting. But like most people are building a business, they feel like crap all the time about it. It's like, why are you even doing that? Right? And it's because they're using their business as an outside thing to feel okay. But that's never going to happen. Nothing on the outside can make you feel okay. Nothing. So it can for a little bit. It can give you like a little distraction, but like then it's going to be gone. Like it's not going to last. And then you have to keep yourself distracted all the time with temporary highs that are going to open you up for a second, but it's never going to last. And that's because you're using the outside to feel okay, right? So like building business should be fun. It shouldn't be like something to plug the holes to make you feel okay, right? Okay, so the path to well-being, week 3, right? Being unconditionally okay is all about like staying, it's 2 things. It's all about staying conscious. So what I mean by staying conscious, staying aware, staying present, but like staying aware that you are in there. You're not the thought, you're not the feeling. So like staying aware in there, like staying conscious. So anytime you notice you get lost in thought, who got lost? Ask yourself, who got lost in thought? It's like, if you keep staying conscious, oh my God, I feel this, I feel so this. Who feels that, right? It's just stay focused on, turn your consciousness back on itself, essentially. And when you create that separation, it's just extremely, extremely powerful. Hey, Morgan. But so those 2 things, staying conscious and letting go. So like once you stay conscious, right, then you have the space to see what emotions are coming up and hear what thoughts are coming up without identifying with them. So now you can let those just go instead of pushing them down inside. You guys know what it is when someone says, oh, keep it together, right? What does that mean, keep it together? It means like push push those emotions down, and you're shoving it down in there, and it's getting disgusting in there. It needs to get out. It doesn't want to hang out inside of you and get all, it's like, have any of you ever been like walking down the street and something happens, reminds you of something, and all of a sudden you're in a bad mood, and all of a sudden you're suddenly in a bad mood. Nothing happened. Everything's the same. What happened? It just triggered something inside of you, right? Like it just triggered something you've stored. But like that doesn't want to be in there. And what does it feel like? The opposite of keep it together is what? Someone put it in the chat. What's the opposite of keep it together? Falling apart. Letting it go. Exactly. Letting it go. So like, if you let everything go, why do people not want to let it go? Because it feels painful when you let something go. Like whatever you held on to and stored inside, when you let it come back up to let it go, it feels uncomfortable. It's like, oh, don't talk about that. Why don't you want me to talk about that? Because it hurts. Like I don't want to hear it. So you keep it down. But what happens if you let yourself hear it? You let the pain come up, you relax, you let it go instead of pushing it down, you let it go. Then you're probably going to cry, you're going to feel all kinds of weird things, but it's just energy that needs to release, And then what happens when you release that? You actually release it, it's gone. Then when people bring up that thing, it doesn't hurt anymore. You're like, oh, what? Oh yeah, that wasn't a big deal. What? Oh, this didn't, like, it's just not there anymore. It's not stuck inside you anymore. Imagine all the things that are stuck inside you that want to get out, right? Like all the trigger points. So like, that would be like the 3rd week, right? Like staying conscious, letting go. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Okay, then the 4th would be, sorry, I'm scrolling down, 10,000 words of notes. Okay, week 4 would be have fun, it's a command. It is a command. You need to have fun, you guys. Like, you should be bringing your best game. Like, it's like, well, okay, people play golf, okay? Tell me, why do they play golf? Why don't they just take the ball and put it in the fucking hole? I mean, it seems pretty easy, right? Why do they like carry these little sticks around, run around a field, like try to hit it in the thing? And like, why? Why do they do that? They do that because it's the fun of the challenge of the game, right? And that's how life should be. Like, life is a fun game. Like, and the only reason it's not feeling like a fun game is because of those other things I've been talking about. Like, you have these thoughts and emotions from stuff you stored inside that you need to let go of, that are trigger points that make everything not fun. So without, pretty much, I'm going to talk more about this in a little bit, but week 4 would be, you need to have fun, you need to bring your best game, and you need to be okay with reality. So what does that mean? Like, reality. Every single moment, there's something unfolding in front of your face, right? Like, every single moment, something's happening. And it could be nothing. It could be nothing's happening. You're laying in bed and you're in a bad mood. Why? Because you hear all these things happening in your head that are crazy from stuff that you've stored inside that you haven't let go of, that need to be released, right? So it's like, if you're just dealing with the reality unfolding in front of you, 99% of the time, like, nothing's happening even. Like, it's all good, right? So it's like, it's all you that's driving you nuts. But you have to be okay with the reality unfolding in front of you to feel good, to feel okay. So let's say you're driving, okay, and somebody like is driving 20 miles an hour on a 40 miles an hour thing, and you're freaking out. You're like, oh my God, they're driving so slow. This sucks. Oh my God, you're driving to work, whatever. Really? Like, okay, so you're gonna be in a bad mood because can you let that go, right? Can you let that go? Like, we just talked about letting go. That's something you could let go, right? That seems pretty easy. Okay, how about instead of getting all, you just relax and you just let that energy out and go? The more you do that with everything, like, the more you're gonna release all that crap, right? So you have to so when I say you have to be okay with reality. Anything that happens, like if you get a mean DM, okay, let's say someone sends you a really mean direct message. Oh my God, I can't do DMs. I can't. Why? Why are you saying that? Is it the message? How can a message make you feel like that? It can't. A message only made you feel like that because it hit something that triggered it, and you shove it back down. You don't want to feel that emotion. What if instead you just, I'm okay with this. I can handle this. I can handle this. I can do it. Yep, I can do this. I can handle this. If you say that with everything with reality, that doesn't mean that you can't help it. That doesn't mean you can't do something, right? So like, a lot of people okay, let's say something happens like, let me think of an example. Let's say plastic. Every time you see plastic, it triggers you. I hate, oh my God, whoever made plastic, worst person ever. Plastic, you just get in a horrible mood every time you see plastic. And you yell at people who use plastic, you're in a bad mood over plastic all the time. Is that helping anybody, or are you just like kind of dumping toxicity on everybody that you see, right? And like dumping your judgments, and instead of letting that go, okay, plastic is here for a reason. For all the billions of years that the universe has been here, plastic is the result right now of trillions of cause and effects, and that's what we have right now, right? That doesn't mean you can't be like, but at least you can get to the point where you're like, okay, this is what it is. It's not like it is what it is. It's reality from all these cause and effects. If you question one thing and say it's not wrong or not right, like if you say this is wrong, you're questioning trillions of cause and effects since creation, literally. You know what I mean? Because that's the reality. Like, every reality unfolding in front of you is here because of all the things that made it be that way. Like, you can't question one thing and not question another. That doesn't mean that you can't help change it or make things better. You know what I mean? So like, let's say you have a problem with plastic. Now you're like, okay, I'm okay with plastic is what it is, right? Like, it's here because it has a right to be here from everything that's happened in the universe. I would like to create a company that has a cheaper solution to plastic, is good for the environment and this. Cool, I'm gonna work on this. Right? It's not like you can't do things about something or can't make things better or can't improve things, but you don't have to get disturbed inside over things. And the reason that you get disturbed inside over things is because, and you store things inside, is you're resisting or you're clinging, okay? So like when things come in, anything, someone says something, you read a text message, a client says something, like you're either clinging to that or like in a good way, like I want this, I don't want this to leave. And then when it leaves, you don't feel good, right? I'm clinging to this amount per money per month that I always make. Oh my God, I didn't make that this month. Oh my God, now I don't feel good. What? Right? It's like you're clinging to this reality that's not gonna, might not be your reality. Or you're resisting. Oh my God, no, I don't want to see that. No. Oh my God, no. Oh, I can't even look at my emails. I can't even look at my DM. Oh my God, no, it hits something. It makes me feel really weird. It makes me feel weird right inside. It's like those two things, if you let go, you're not clinging or resisting. Things have the space to just leave. They don't have to stay stuck inside of you. Guys, it'd be like if you're driving down the road and there's a skunk and you smell the skunk, okay? You're like, whoo, that smelled really fucking bad. And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna keep driving though. Now it's gone, right? You had an experience came, it wasn't very pleasant, now it's gone. What you guys do, or what we do, we go back. It'd be like if we were driving, we're like, ooh, that skunk smells bad. Let me pull over. Let me smell inside of its like butt and let me like take some home and keep it so I remember how bad that smelled. And then let me go back home and tell all my friends how bad that skunk smelled. Let me call all my family and express how shitty that skunk, worst experience. And then 6 years later, every time I see a skunk, oh God, it's like, that's literally how we are with things that we cling and resist to. It's crazy. But if you treated everything like that skunk, it's just there for a second and it's gone, right? Like, and if it's there inside you right now, it doesn't have to stay stuck inside you. You can let it go. You can take the skunk smells, just take it out. Bye. It's gonna smell when it comes back up, right? Like if you pull out of you like the skunk smells, that's okay. That's a good question. That's a good question. Here's what that is. You still try to raise a situation, right? So like, let's say the skunk is in your house. Skunk's in your house. You're like, it smells like skunk in here. Okay. Are you okay with that? Can you deal with that? First, you have to deal with it before you can handle it, right? It's like a nurse, someone's bleeding. What if she couldn't handle the blood? I can't handle. Can she help that person? Can she find a solution if she can't handle that there's someone bleeding? No, she can't do anything. So first you have to be okay with it. There's a skunk in my house and it has its reasons for being here, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't know why, but there's tons of reasons it's in my house, right? That have nothing to do with me, right? It has everything to do with the skunk's journey of life and the universe. Okay, now it obviously smells really bad in here. What can I do? First, you get clear on the inside, like, right? First you get clear on the inside, then you deal with the problem outside. Then you help the problem outside. It's like if you're in a toxic work environment where your boss screams at you every day. First you get good inside. Okay, my boss has his reasons for being a little bit how he's being, right? He had a lot of maybe trauma growing up. He had a lot of this. Has nothing to do with me. Has nothing to do with me. So first you get clear inside. Then you deal with the problem outside. I'm not saying stay in that bad environment, right? Or stay in that maybe environment that's making you sick or making you feel bad. But first you're okay with it. You respect the fact that this is reality. It has its reasons for being how it is. My boss has a reason for being how he is, and he has every right to be this way based on the stuff that he's gone through and stored inside, and it has nothing to do with me. Now, what can I do? What can I problem solve on the outside to get into a better environment? Right? You see the difference? Like, it's like you can still problem solve on the outside, but you're always good inside. You can be with that boss in that crazy work environment and be like, I'm good in here. Whoa, there's a human being yelling at me on the planet. Well, isn't that crazy? Would you rather be on Mars where nothing's happening? Like, can you handle it? Right? Like someone's yelling at you. Can you handle that? Can you handle it? You guys, I want you all to know you can handle it. And the only reason you think you can't handle it is because feelings and thoughts come up when that happens, right? And it's not the person you can't handle. It's the feelings and the thoughts that are coming up that you can't handle or that you think you can't handle. But here's the thing that I'm telling you. I want you to notice when you feel those things and don't push them away. Let them out. Let them go. Be like, oh, hey, friend. Hey, stinky skunk I stored inside like 6 years ago. Thank you so much for coming up. I can't wait to let you free. Get out of here. And then if that means you're crying, if that means that's good. That's beautiful. That means you're cleansing it out of you. Then the next time that guy screams at you, you might be like, whoa, nothing's coming up anymore. You know what I mean? Like nothing's getting stored inside me. And then you're like, whoa. Okay. So I think for me personally, when I release and let go, oftentimes it comes out as crying or yawning. So like when I relax and let I'll talk more about this in detail in a little bit, but like I cry every single day almost. I mean, it's like less and less because I practice this all the time, but like it's less and less every day. But it's not even like I'm sad about something. It's just stored energy that needs to come out. And then every single day I'm like, whoa, that's out of there. Whoa, it's like a freaking crazy brick that I don't even know what was there. It just got relieved. It's insane. So like, sorry, I'm diverting from the question. The question was, would I cry if the boss is there? Yeah, we'll talk about meditation too in a little bit. It's kind of like meditation. But I would just let it go in that moment. Like I would just let it go. However it comes out, I don't care. I'm just gonna let it go. If that comes out as crying in front of the boss, or that comes out at whatever, I'm just gonna let it go. And if they ask, why are you crying? I'd be like, ooh, it has nothing to do with you. That's what you say. It's just me. It's just I'm releasing stuff in me. It has nothing to do with you. Guys, nothing has anything to do with you. Nothing. If someone sends you a mean response to your DM, that has nothing to do with you. That has to do with all the cause and effects of their life and their problems, their things inside of them that triggers them. They could see a red car and they're like, ugh, I hate red cars. It reminds me of my ex Bob, who was like such a douchebag. He cheated on me. Like, is there something wrong with the red car or is there something wrong with that person? Somebody tell me. Okay. So like, this is everything, you guys. Like if you have if you get in a bad mood every time it's gloomy outside, is there something wrong with the weather? Because that's nature's irrigation system. It's fucking beautiful. It waters the planet. Like it's the most amazing thing ever. Or is there something wrong with you for having a problem with the fog? You know? So like you can choose to like everything. You can choose. And if you don't have to like everything, at least handle everything. I can handle this. Yeah, this is reality. I can handle this. Right? Like you don't have to like it, but like at least it's easy to say, I'm just gonna like everything. Because then you just set conditions that you're going to be in a good mood no matter what. No matter what I'm doing, I'm going to be in a good mood. And I can handle it. So anytime you have crazy emotions, crazy thoughts, I can handle this. Yep, I can handle this. Whoa, there's some crazy. Make it a game, like I said. Make it a game. Because it's going to take a long time to get all that stuff out of you, right? But like, you can make it fun. It doesn't have to be crazy. Like it can be, woo, my mind is good. I'm not going to listen to that thing. It's talking all kinds of things. I'm just going to ignore it. Oh, I'm just gonna, whatever, it's saying weird things again. Who knows? It doesn't matter. I'm in here, I'm listening. It could keep talking. I'm gonna keep going about my business. Okay, so that's that. So week 4, have fun, it's a command. Bring your best game, handle reality, okay? Got a little carried away in that one. Let's go to the next one. Then, let's see. Week 5, oh wait, hold on, sorry. I have a lot of notes in here. Okay, week 5, which is would be the last section, okay, is setting your life path and deserving to lead, like deserving to be a business owner, deserving to be a leader, deserving to be somebody who serves others. Would any of you, let me ask you, would any of you want to hire somebody who is trying to get something? Or would you like to hire somebody who wants to give their service to you and do a really good job and have fun with it and love it? Raise your hand. Who would you rather hire? Someone who really wants like 5K or somebody who really wants someone who's going to give their best game and love this project and like give it their 100%? Who would you guys rather hire? Okay, right? It sounds kind of weird to hire the other person, right? I mean, who would want to hire that person? That sounds kind of weird, you know? So like so it's hard to go to number 2 unless you feel good. Like you can't be number 2 leader if you're not whole, like if you don't feel good, right? Like, and that's natural. There's nothing wrong with you. Like, it means like, you guys, you can't, it's like in the airplane, you can't put someone's mask on before you put your own on, right? Like you have to give yourself oxygen before you can spread oxygen to other people. So your task right now isn't to focus on what I'm saying, right? Like that last part of serving others. It's really not. I mean, you keep having fun, we'll talk more about this, but that's like, you want to get to that place where you feel good within yourself. You don't need to get anything from anybody. You're here, you're whole, you're full, you feel great, you feel good every day. And now everything's just exciting. And now you can serve other people and you can, in your business, you can like when you do things, like you're doing it because you just want to help, you want to give something, you want to do your best. Like, why would you play the game if you're not going to try your best and give your best game? Why even get in entrepreneurship if you're not going to like have fun with it and like try your best and like help other people and like give it your all, right? But just know that's something to think about. But the whole point is like, you need to take care of you, inside you, all of that before you can focus on that. If you're not feeling good, you're not consistently feeling good and you're trying to focus on like, no, I need to serve, then it's not even, if it's coming from guilt and, oh, I should be doing service, I should be feeling that way. No. It's not about that. Forget about that. It's about, you feel so good and whole within yourself. Now you just feel like you just want, that's what you want. That's how it's just natural. It's not coming from, well, you should be blah, blah, blah. How does it feel when somebody judges you into or guilts you into something? Does it feel like, it doesn't feel good, right? That's not the point. Judging? No. Just stop judging. Don't judge. Everybody is the way they are for like trillions of cause and effects, like trillions. Everybody has a different opinion as you. Everyone has a different view. It's beautiful. It's all good. It's fine. Just like, anyways, ranting a little bit, but you get my point. You get my point. That's the last section. So those are the five blocks. I'm going to go into detail into the beginning ones more. So like the last block, I'm not going to touch too much on because it's not really relevant right now, but I just want you to keep that in mind. Does that make sense? Like why you wouldn't be able to feel like number two person if you're not feeling good? Because you need things on the outside. You need to manipulate the outside to feel good, because instead of working with the inside directly, you're working with the outside to feel good. You know? Okay. So before I dive into each thing in a little more detail, does anyone have any questions as of now that you want to put in the Zoom chat?